Today on Cityline, Jeanne Beker is here talking about aging gracefully and moving forward.
I think that's one thing that we learn throughout our lives, that we're a lot stronger than we give ourselves credit for sometimes.
How to stop looking back and live in the now.
I also love the person I'm becoming, and I'm excited to know her and be her.
Then, we're trying out viral hacks to improve your sleep.
There's no actual studies that tell us that lettuce water works.
We'll let you know what works and what doesn't.
How is it?
No. And later, home-cook Julie is going into the vault for a recipe.
It's been my favorite since I was probably 15, 16 years old.
It's a classic pasta recipe with a new ingredient. It's giving it a certain something.
Yes.
It's Cityline with Tracy Moore.
Welcome to Cityline. And it is Wellness Wednesday. We have a great show lined up for you today. So we're starting it off with the New Age series. So please welcome fashion journalist Jeanne Beker. Yes. Hey, hi. Wow. I love this series.
Oh, you look gorgeous.
Thank you so much. The amount of response I'm getting from this series, Jeanne, is making me feel so happy. It's something I think a lot of our viewers have been waiting for. So you've been talking to women, all different ages, all different backgrounds, and having really frank conversations about aging in today's society. Tell me who your next guest is.
My next guest is light personified. She is an incredibly beautiful woman who I've been lucky enough to know for probably over 20 years. I met Tosca Reno when I was actually a spokesperson for a series of big gyms that were opening around Ontario. And Tosca and her husband at that time were also spokespeople for this gym, and I was blown away by her physicality, first of all, because she is just, wow, what a specimen. She was a bodybuilder at one point, and she's just a great fitness expert. But because she has such spiritual roots, and she has such a compassion and understanding of the human condition, and she's just an incredible person, and I can't wait to introduce her to all of you here.
I'm excited about this because I'm a longtime fan. Oxygen magazine is the magazine that she was always on the cover of, published by her former husband. So we're going to have a look at Jeanne's interview with New York Times best-selling author and founder of the Eat Clean Revolution, Tosca Reno.
What would you tell your younger self now that you have all this, life wisdom?
Believe a lot earlier than you did, girl. Believe. Because I really didn't believe in myself. That's why I was a late bloomer. I mean, I didn't start my fitness career or anything until I was 40. I competed for the first time at 42, oxygen cover at 43, so I've really done it all late in life. But thank God I showed up.
Do you ever worry about, losing it or getting old or not really looking as, fabulous as you think you once did?
Oh, well, I don't, clearly. I mean, there was a day that I was on the cover of Oxygen magazines with a six-pack. Now I think I have a four-pack.
I'd put you on the cover of my magazine, honey. I don't know.
But I realized that I'm not chasing my past life. I realize that I'm walking forward into a new self. And to let go of the past and all those things that I used to be, so I can walk forward to the greatest thing that I can be still.
When you look in the mirror every day, what do you think?
Now I can say, I love you, but it took a long time. I think the last 10 years have really taught me that. Yeah. I had this incredible ride, Jeanne. I had all the acclaim that you can imagine, millions of books sold, etc. And then that chapter of my life, the darker chapter, 2011, when my stepson died, and then a year later, my husband, my true love, and then a year after that, bankrupting the business. I think I had to be cut down at the knees in order to understand the message that was really being asked of me. And I could have ignored it, But I chose to open my heart and understand what is the meaning of this happening to me, why, and what can I learn from this? Because obviously I attracted some of it to myself, but what gave me hope was practicing spirituality, understanding meditation. These were things I never did before. Meditation, who has time for that? But now I don't start a day without it. So meditation, journaling, and coming fully into my purpose, which I think the human purpose is to be a vessel of light, and we get light through love and knowledge. And you provide that with your work, and that's what I strive to do as well.
How do you explain the fact that you're still standing, still doing push-ups and weightlifting and everything else?
Yeah, well, I think for me, physical movement is medicine. I found so much healing in being able to move my body. If there's a holy grail to live by, it's eating clean, exercise, and emotional self-care, and I lead with exercise.
Is this a realization that came to you with age? Or not that you have aged that much. I mean, you're way younger than me.
No,
but
I just turned 64.
I just turned 71.
Girl!
Ah. A lot of us get locked into these images of the way we were, and when you can't live up to that, which of course you can't, you never can,
Exactly.
you never even should. Like, who wants to live in the past, really?
No.
But I think a lot of us get hung up on that, the images of our younger selves.
Jeannie, you know what? I think younger women my age, women your age, I'm really getting emotional, but we need people like you. We need to follow healthy leaders. There are very few role models who can guide us, and I'm constantly seeking who those people are, those women, so that I can follow in their footsteps in a small way and maybe lead in some way by example too for others. And I can't do that trying to be an oxygen cover girl anymore. I'm just not her.
I was reading something interesting lately that Jane Fonda had said about,
God bless her,
she's an
right?
icon
Yes.
for us all. And she was saying how the older she gets, it's almost as though the more in demand she's getting, or people are, I guess because hopefully, there's this new attitude towards age, and it's like, wow, you're the age that you are, and you look so great, and everyone, wants a little piece of her in that way. Have you found that the older you're getting, the easier certain things are coming to you, or do you have to fight a little bit harder?
No, it's easier because I've learned how to say no. But when I see what's happening, for example, in Sports Illustrated, where you've got Mae Musk and you've got Martha Stewart on the cover, look at their ages. These women, they're almost like my beacon saying, we did it, you can do it too. I have a great deal of respect for being the mom, and so now the matriarch in my family. I lost my mother a couple of months ago, and I have 4 daughters who are young adults, and I know you have 2 beautiful daughters too, and it feels to me like I have an obligation to show up the best that I can. I know my mother at 64 was not swinging a 50-pound kettlebell around, but I'm doing it, and I love it. I love the feeling, and that's why I think I stick with it. It's just a good feeling.
Trying to hold it together after that one. What an emotional, incredible interview. Jeanne, well done, and please welcome Tosca Reno. Let's hug it out. Oh my God. How did that feel watching that?
I was having trouble holding it together.
My goodness.
So beautiful.
You have been through it, and I mean, there's so many things we could discuss. But I want, what I really felt in that was after losing your mom, and you see yourself now, you are the matriarch. Yes. You've got these beautiful girls. I used to see them in the magazine all the time. 4 of them.
Yes, 4.
4 daughters, and you are the one that are setting an example for them, really, as you age, and you are so invested in your spirituality and your health and your fitness. Why is it important for you to live the way you live?
It's important because it's literally become part of my DNA, and my DNA is my light. And for me, to be a light, even just to myself, is important. That's how I get out of bed every day, is to be within the greatest possibilities of my existence, which is here inside of me. And if I can do that, then I can take my girls with me, and they may struggle and they may falter. But if mama has it together and can still be light, even when she's struggling, then they'll see that there's an opportunity for them too, and that life can be hard, but we can still make it. So I really step fully into that, whatever it may bring me. Oh.
Bless you. That is such a good lesson. One thing that I really started thinking about when I'm watching your tape is that I don't try and hit anyone over the head with the message of how I live my life. You know, you can see it and you can follow it if you want, but I'm never going to tell you what you should do. I'll never tell you how to be a better parent. I'm never going to tell you what you should be doing in your marriage. I'll never tell you what you should be eating. I'm never going to be an expert in those areas. But when my kids, both on 2 separate occasions, said to me, my son said to me, Mom, I'd like to start going to the gym with you. Ooh. I was like, it was like, he might as well have told me he got accepted to Harvard. I was like,
yeah.
When my daughter said, Mommy, could we start running at the track? I know you go in the morning with the dog. Can I come with you? Yeah. I was like, they have been watching me. They've been watching me at 120 pounds. They've been watching me at 200 pounds, but they've been watching me move no matter what is happening in my life. And that's a beautiful thing to be a role model in that respect. You know, like it's 100%. I take that very seriously. Lots of trials and tribulations in your story, and Jeanne, you've been through it as well. I want to talk about when you've got the whole life laid out, you're doing incredible in life, and things happen, and you're in mid-age, you're in middle age, and things happen that you have not planned for, that you did not expect. Talk to me about how you carried yourself through some of the bumps in your journey.
Well, the first time I got hit by a Mack truck, quite unexpectedly, I was just on the verge of turning 45, which is a very vulnerable time in a woman's life, I think. And my husband announced that he was leaving. And that was like, what? Because I thought I had the perfect marriage and I had the perfect life, and how could this be? And we had 2 little girls, and, you know, was it just game over? But I kept going. Somehow I found it within myself to get up, and I did one foot in front of the other, and I kept going. And then everything was fabulous, ups and downs, but okay. Then I fell madly in love at the age of 63, and that was really fabulous. And then at the age of 70, I was diagnosed with cancer. So again, it's like, you know, where do you go from there? But you just keep going. And I think that's one thing that we learn throughout our lives, that we're a lot stronger than we give ourselves credit for sometimes. And we just keep going.
What do you pull on, though? What are you attached to? What keeps you going? What's the motivation for you, Jeanne?
The love of life, the love of my children, first of all. That's a really big one. Just the love of my work. For me, it's work. I just, you know, keep on with that. Thank God I can. And, you know, things are coming fast and furious, and I absolutely love it. And I just love dancing. And I dance as fast as I can.
Yes.
Even around the bedroom sometimes, just for workout purposes.
That's the best place to dance, if you ask me. Okay, Tosca, I want to talk a little bit about the amount of acceptance. We've been talking about acceptance quite a bit in this whole series. You need a lot of acceptance to understand, to not be shocked when you look in the mirror and be like, oh, I'm not that girl anymore. Things changed. The shock will take you out, I find, even with parenting, when your kids start speaking to you differently. You can't get sucked in by the shock. You sort of have to have radical acceptance and then deal with the situation as is. Because if you start getting wrapped into the shock, I find you get very indignant and you start pushing back against it. So talk to me a little bit about how you find that acceptance, because you seem to have nailed the acceptance. You're like, I am not the cover girl anymore, and that's okay. I'm in a different stage in my life.
So why I'm so ready to embrace, let go of, or surrender to that past of myself is because I've learned to love every version of myself, from small child to growing up at 87 Sunset Boulevard to first husband through second. I've learned to love all of those iterations of myself. But I also love the person I'm becoming. And so some of the toughest sets and reps of my life have been in this last decade, and they have contributed to me becoming a greater self. And I'm excited to know her and be her and be here. I think I'm here because I'm willing to let go of those things that were. And I don't want my past to cement me to the past. I want to be that expression of my future to the fullest.
But you still keep yourself in such great shape. I mean, and that's the motivation that this woman has to keep on doing that.
Yes.
That's what I find so hard to keep up
It's easy.
with.
It's just joy. I love to move.
It's the joy of it all. And we're actually going to get working out a little bit with Tosca after the break. So stay tuned for that, everyone. We're going to break. Such a good interview. Like, those questions, amazing. Coming up, make sure you're dressed appropriately because Tosca's putting us through it. I'm about to lose my shirt. Look at this. I should have practiced. Look, I'm naked, guys.
Cityline's Wellness Wednesdays is brought to you in partnership with Jamieson Vitamins. For everyday immune support, Jamieson is here for your health.
Welcome back, everyone. You know, keeping active and working out plays a big part in aging and how you make it through the later years. So Tosca is going to take us through a kettlebell workout that everyone can do. I love the kettlebell for a lot of reasons. Why do you love the kettlebell?
It's good for everyone, particularly perimenopausal women and those who say, I can't get to the gym because it's too expensive or this or that. Yeah. These are your friend. I travel with a set in my car.
You do.
Always.
Very compact, very portable.
Yeah.
They are fantastic. You get a full body workout. So
you do.
We're going to bring in some friends.
Let's do it.
Let's get Alana McGinn in here, Julie Miguel, and of course, Jeanne. And we've got a kettlebell for everyone.
We do.
Why don't we go through the first move?
Okay, the first move is a kettlebell swing. And what I love about the kettlebell swing is it's the king of moves because it challenges your entire posterior chain, as well as your brain, as well as your cardiovascular, fat-burning, metabolic system balance, proprioception, all kinds of good stuff. So you're getting high-value exercise, squeezing effort into small amounts of time to get big results.
Nice.
So the swing, got to get it right. So we're going to bend over with our butts out. I'm going to turn sideways to the camera. It'll be like this. So we're actually hinging. We're going to grab the bell as if we were hiking a football, is that how you say it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. All right.
32, 16, 7.
Swing it forward. And you're going to contract those glutes. I won't hit Jeanne. Pop those glutes. Pop those glutes. It's not lifting the bell. It's like bang it off those thighs. Boom. You're thrusting.
It's a thrust.
Hip thrusters.
Yeah.
Ooh, get in there.
And are you like,
all right,
are
let's
you
do some single
contracting
arms.
those glutes when you do it?
Oh, I'm contracting everything. Oh, yeah. It's all there.
I'm doing a Kegel. I am holding my stomach in. And everything is tight.
That heart rate is just going. All right, so now we're gonna rest it, bring it back to position here. Isn't that's so fun though? It's
that was
joyful.
Good.
It's joyful.
It's joyful.
Okay, so the next move is going to be a halo.
Okay.
So I call this the messy hair. We're gonna grab this by the horns. This is the bell, this is the horns, chest level, and we're just gonna mess our hair up at the back, bring it to the front. And
oh, you guys like that one in the audience.
They're
like,
oh. I heard that. This is the ab builder.
Yeah, man.
So you're contracting your glutes. Every time you bring the weight over your head.
I'm about to lose my shirt. Look at this. I should have practiced. Look, I'm naked, guys.
Variation. Okay. Put the kettlebell
I'm
in
okay
your
with it.
right pocket.
Yep.
Bring it up. This is for obliques.
Oh, yeah.
And into the left pocket.
Okay.
Then up and around.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everything. Every time you bring the weight over your head, you're training your abs, which I love. Okay. Now we have that one. So that is called a ribbon. The next one.
The ribbon, okay.
The next one is round the body pass. So this is where you tell people in gym, get out of my way.
You need a little, like, if you're doing kettlebells at home, give yourself a little space.
Swing it, right. So I had somebody at the gym recently who came, and I was doing this, like doing it, and she came and stood right beside me.
What are you doing?
I'm like, you're gonna get hit. Keep swinging.
And what are we working out here? Like, I can feel it.
We are working out shoulders, we're working out arms, we're working obliques, we're contracting our glutes.
Now, kettlebell size, too, because I've got a baby little kettlebell.
Oh, yes,
but it still feels like I'm
challenging.
doing something.
Right, so any weight that feels good to work with, it can be, I think Madonna only uses an 8-pound kettlebell. You're
like
using
this.
more than she is.
Okay. Those are 4 kilograms, yeah.
Okay, let's bring that to a stop. Now we're going to do TikToks. They're great for shoulder openers, because does anybody sit like this?
Yes.
No.
And does anybody have problems with their wrists?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So TikTok, we're going to go swing to the left and the right. So we're going to, swing and then out behind.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it's opening the shoulder, swing front and back. and really rotate.
Talk.
Tick. Just like a clock. And really bring those legs in so that you're contracting your glutes, strengthening, lengthening. So this is really functional fitness. The movements we do every day, right?
Are you ladies starting to sweat?
I am.
Yep. Yeah. It starts. I really am.
So
and I have to return the shirt.
Switch hands. Switch hands now. Here we go.
Okay.
There we go. So keep doing that. And then for anybody who sits at the computer a lot or drives, you have sore wrists, we can try a quick little one.
Yeah, sure.
Just twist the bell this way.
You know, I've heard grip, like we've talked about this
Grip
on the show,
strength.
grip strength.
Yeah.
It is very much linked to longevity.
Very much, because when you're dropping things, you're missing some of the, same with your feet. That's why I like to train in bare feet, because then I can feel the ground. Switch to the other hand. So we can actually work on so many aspects of our aging wellness by doing kettlebell training, because it challenges proprioception, which is where we are in three-dimensional space.
Love that.
Flexibility.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Stability, so that when you're on your feet, you're steady. I lost my mom this year.
Yeah.
The minute she lost her mobility, her quality of life went down.
That's the thing.
So I'm going to keep swinging the bell.
Yeah, you keep swinging the bell. Tosca, thank you so much. I mean, this is really the only ad we need. Good inside and out. You feel strong. So she's actually prepared a full body workout routine. She says it's a little bit harder. You can access it at cityline.tv. We appreciate you. Time for a break. Thank you so much.
Coming up, we're trying out hacks to improve your sleep quality.
Get this, everyone. It's called bed rotting. Bed rotting, which sounds kind of gross.
Or carcass time, which sounds even better.
Amazing.
Right?
Welcome back, everyone. You know, some of us will do anything for a good night's sleep. I kind of get it, but this is including trying the internet's most viral sleeping hacks. So we got to figure out which hacks to try and which to skip. That's why we brought Alana McGinnon. She's going to help us out with her big brain and a bit of research. So the first trend, get this, everyone, it's called bed rotting. Bed rotting, which sounds kind of gross.
Or carcass time, which sounds even better.
Amazing.
Right? So basically, this is the act of spending the entire day in bed. The only time you would get up would be to go to the bathroom or get some food. Gen Z is adopting this as a great way for self-care, for rest.
All right, so that's a lot of hanging out in the bed. I understand why you would want to do that. The reason why I wouldn't want to do that is because I look forward to going to sleep at night.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be in my bed all day. There's nothing to look forward to.
And I love that you said that, because I look at this trend with two lenses. So one obviously is as a sleep coach, as a sleep expert. If you're someone who is struggling with sleep, you want to be working on creating a positive association between your bed and your sleep. So you don't want to be spending a lot of wake time in bed, because like you said, then when you go to bed, your body and brain is used to being awake. So not great for that. But I do also look at this as a perimenopausal woman who is stressed and overwhelmed, who has 3 teens, who have adopted this trend very well. Listen, we come from a generation of the hustle culture that we are trying to break out of, right? So I think if you sleep relatively well, you don't have, a lot of sleep issues, and you want to spend the odd day in bed, go for it.
Go for it.
If it's becoming a consistent thing, though, where you now don't want to get out of bed, that could be a bigger issue. And then you need to talk to your doctor. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the every now and then bed rotting or duvet day. I like duvet day.
Duvet day. That's so much nicer.
So much nicer.
I want to participate in that one.
Yeah, right?
Okay, next up, let's talk about acupressure. Can acupressure points actually help us sleep better?
They can. So there is one called the Anmian pressure point, and this is right behind your earlobe.
Okay.
And apparently, if you rub it 100 to 200 times before you go to bed, it will help you fall asleep. It regulates your nervous system.
100 to 200 times.
Right, but I don't want to be rubbing anything 100 to 200 times before I go to bed.
Like nothing.
Nothing. I want easy. Easy, Tracy.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So an easier way is just regulate your breathing or do some deep breathing. So lying in bed, doing either some breath work, breathing in deeply through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. You can place your hand in your chest on your abdomen, make sure it's expanding when you're breathing out. Quick and easy, a great way. Again, all about regulating that nervous system. and getting prepared for sleep.
I like that so much better.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're still here, still rubbing, still waiting for sleep. Talk to us about the vagus nerve and the role it plays in sleep.
Okay, so I love this topic. So vagus nerve toning is very important because our vagus nerve is the longest nerve in our body. It runs from our brain down around through our heart to our gut. So think of it almost like that super highway between your brain and your gut. It does so much. It helps our organs communicate with each other. It regulates our heart rate, our digestion, how we socially interact with people. The problem is when we have higher amounts of stress, higher amounts of cortisol levels, it weakens that nerve. So we always want to work on, like we tone our muscles, we always want to work on toning them, right? So one way to do that is through cold therapy. So taking a cold pack when you go to bed, placing it on your sternum for 15 minutes. This is where that nerve runs through.
Got it.
That's going to help stimulate that nerve. Also just humming.
Like here. Oh.
You feel that vibration, right? Or belting out that song.
Oh, I do that a lot.
And you feel the joy. That's your vagus nerve toning. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right. Vagus nerve. Love it.
Okay, that's a fun way to tone something. Lettuce water. Okay, so people are drinking lettuce water as a hack to get better sleep. Talk to me about this one.
So there's a lot of food trends on TikTok. A lot that hail that they will help you sleep. One of them is lettuce water. So this is the act of boiling a few lettuce leaves of water. We've done it for you, Tracy, for you to try.
You boiled it up? Because I thought it was going to be cool and refreshing, but it's
not
warm.
Cucumber. It's warm lettuce. So it tastes how you probably think it's going to taste.
Okay.
And there's no actual, so the mug's there. There's no actual studies that tell us that lettuce water works.
Okay.
But it makes sense that people would think that because for centuries in folk medicine, lettuce is used as a natural sedative.
Delicious.
How is it?
No. You know what? I'll stay up tonight.
There you go. There you go. It's used as a pain reliever. Okay. So you know when you buy lettuce and there's like that white milky liquid sometimes on the base of your lettuce? That's called lactucarium. And this, they say, can help you fall asleep, right? So romaine lettuce has more lactucarium than, say, an iceberg. So choose the right lettuce leaves. But I think it's more why people say it works. It's more the act of making the concoction, right? You're doing your mindset is for bedtime. You're doing the bedtime routine. You're drinking the warm liquid. You're preparing yourself to go to sleep. That in itself can help you sleep better. So I'm not sure. I don't know that I have my stamp on lettuce water.
It's basically the ritual is the thing, and I so agree with that. The ritual is the thing. If you can get into it, you don't have to drink the lettuce water, everybody. Tastes like lettuce water. Finally, sweet things. They say you can eat sweet things before you sleep, and that helps you get better sleep. Sweet things like pineapple.
So if you look up #pineapple hacks on TikTok, 3.7 million views.
What?
I know. So, and what it shows is people eating pineapple before they go to bed.
Okay.
It will help them fall asleep. So there's a reasonable amount in melatonin. Melatonin is our natural sleep hormone. It's what helps to regulate our clock. There's a reasonable amount in pineapple. So you would eat the pineapple, the melatonin is absorbed into our bloodstream, it crosses into our brain and helps to reset our clock.
Okay.
Few rules with pineapple, though, is if you have difficulty falling asleep at bedtime, you want to eat it an hour or two before going to bed because that's when the melatonin is absorbed, so you want to make it work.
Got it. Also, some people don't want to have sweet right before bed. And
if you're diabetic, blood
so.
sugar levels, no, you want to stay away from it.
Alana, thank you so much for testing all these things, including that warm water. We're going to take a quick break. Stay with us, everyone. Coming up, we're having fun talking fungal infections.
I'll tell you what, though, I will always be your fun guy.
Aww, I'll always be your fun gal. Welcome back. When it comes to our health, there are so many topics that are considered embarrassing or taboo, but listen, we all go through them and we discuss them all on Cityline. So who better to help us through this than Bryce Wylde? We're gonna get TMI, right? So we've been doing a segment with Bryce called That's TMI, and this time we are tackling fungal infections. So there's so many different types, but they're not all created equal, are they?
And they're not also the healthy mushrooms that we're often talking about, right? But I'll tell you what, though, I will always be your fun guy.
Aww, I'll always be your fun gal.
It's pretty straightforward. These are the yeasts gross, and the the various funguses of the world that can often cause dermatological issues.
Yes.
And so what we're looking for as a theme are typically like the scaly white purus or exudate, often infected in many cases.
Okay.
Funguses and yeasts. And listen, it could be anything ranging from athlete's foot, that gross, stinky athlete's foot that we've all heard about, to crotch itch, right?
Okay.
Through to, the white oozing vaginal yeast infection, which we won't show up on screen. How about that?
That was such a nice description.
Right? So we all have had
honestly,
these.
so many of us have been through it. It's actually normal. I know it's gross, but it's normal, and we all move through it. So many of us have had infections. You will learn a lot from this because we're going to start with tinea.
Tinea.
So we're going to start with?
Absolutely. The most common ones are tinea and candida.
Okay.
Tinea, you'll notice a theme here. We've got some home remedies we'll talk about. The theme with tinea is it does really well with essential oils as a theme.
Okay.
Where yeasts do really well with probiotics.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get through this. So starting with tinea pedis, which is the feet. If we use some apple cider vinegar in water, 1 to 1 part, and soak our feet, it's a month, but it's 20 minutes a day. This will go away.
Oh, well, that's good.
And after that's done, coconut oil is a carrier with rosemary oil.
Okay.
1 to 1, you put that in your hand, you rub it around the area. Again, it's stubborn, but it can easily go away.
So a little apple cider bath and a little coconut oil lotion.
For the athlete's foot,
call it a
tinea
day.
pedis is gone, right?
Okay.
And by the way, you should always talk to your doctor pharmacist before starting any of this, and
100%.
even get second opinions if it's not going away, because it can complicate. The tinea corporis, or body-wide ringworm, which is not a worm.
Okay.
Ringworm's a yeast, or rather a fungal infection.
Got it.
Aloe vera, it does very well with aloe vera.
Like.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like a ring-like structure, and the center is kind of often white.
Okay.
But aloe vera gel, not the water or the drink, but the gel, topically.
Okay.
That crotch itch I was talking about, the jock itch, there are commercially available probiotics for that. That does a little bit better with this probiotic cream.
Okay.
Anyone can get that at a health food store. Right.
Yeah.
When we're talking about capitis, or the head version, dandruff, or in children, cradle cap.
Cradle cap,
you don't want to do this with children, by the way, or babies.
Okay,
And you don't want to get this in your eyes, but a simple natural shampoo, right, non-scented, with none other than lavender oil.
Okay.
So lavender oil does really well, if you don't mind the smell of that, or even cinnamon oil for that matter.
Right.
In the entire bottle, in a bottle of shampoo, and you shake it up. 2 minutes, you lather it in. Don't get it in your eyes. Rinse it out. Amazing results for
cradle cap or for dandruff. Not the cradle cap. Don't use it on the babies.
That nasty fungus that we all get. You've all seen the commercials on TV. The lazy husband sitting on the couch. Oh, it's just a nail infection, and the doctor chimes in. No, it's not. It's got to be treated, right?
We all know that ad. Yeah.
Here's what works really well naturally: garlic orally, because garlic's very antifungal.
Okay.
Along with oregano oil topically. This combination in my clinical practice seems to work incredibly well.
So you're putting that on the
tinnitus.
actual nail, on the actual toe, and
Overnight,
this you're having like your orally.
Twice a day. It's also, by the way, good for the heart.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I think we're moving into candida.
Right, we're moving into candida, and this is a challenge for a lot of folks. Oral thrush, if this is typically if candida is invasive within the mouth, and by the way, it can translate into the bloodstream. It's very white. Candida albicans is the cause. Albicans is Latin for white, so white versa. This is something you need to talk to your doctor about. Typically, often people are immune compromised. If it's a yeast infection, however, things that happen in the mouth are very similar to the things that happen in the vaginal canal. It's easily treatable. If it's a standard everyday yeast infection, typically first-line therapy, over-the-counter stuff works, starting with Greek yogurt, non-flavored. You don't want to put strawberry. You don't want to put strawberry up there, just the plain. There's something that you can one-up on that, and that's called BioK. This is commercially available. Again, the plain, not the flavored. Literally clean your hands under your nails. Make sure you're very hygienic about this. A little dollop, and whoop, up there.
So not even a suppository.
No, just
you can
like
do it yourself.
Absolutely, just before bed.
Yeah.
And it's going to cure this better than the standard over-the-counter antifungal.
Yeah. Well, it better be before bed, not before you go to work.
No, right. So, and if you don't,
that's going to be quite the day.
Yeah, you're going to need maybe a double pad for that one.
Again. It's a little moist.
Nothing like probiotics to treat yeasts, okay? Even topically, by the way. All right.
Okay.
So now, if you don't want to do that, sounds like a little messy to you, or it's TMI, then what you want to do is the commercially available probiotic suppositories.
Fair.
But before you do that, an incredible natural ingredient called boric acid. This is very antifungal, so anti-yeast, going to kill that stuff. Again, this is actually a really funny It's called
Up and Away.
Up and Away. There you go. There's so many other boric acids out there, but I thought that was funny. Up and Away, and it goes. So boric acid followed by you know, the standard probiotics meant for that.
Beautiful.
But diet is so important.
Yes, it
right?
is. So let's talk about nutrition.
So when it comes to the gut, there's so many commercially available products that kill the candida in the gut because this causes dysbiosis. So the yeasts come out, and it's all about real estate down there. They take over the environment against the good bacteria that you should have, and they become pathogenic. This can lead to brain fog, upset stomach, diarrhea, you name it. Get rid of the sugar, go for alternative sugars, for example, xylitol, get rid of the alcohol, get rid of the refined carbohydrates, cakes, cookies, breads, pastas. It's got to be strict,
everything good in life.
Right, but do this strictly.
Get rid of it.
And the reason we know this is actually quite prevalent is through stool analysis. We see this at about 1 in 50 patients actually have full-blown candida in the gut, beyond just the dysbiosis or imbalanced bacteria. And this can cause a plethora of symptoms. So, you know, maybe first get tested, and then you can look on the market. There's so many anti-candida. Typically, you're going to see caprylic acid in there, undecanoic acid, grapefruit seed extract, oregano oil. These are all very powerful things to kill candida. But the most important is diet. You got to get rid of the sugar.
You got to get rid of the sugar.
Yep.
I love that you give us all the different options because there are people that will use that option. They feel comfortable with it.
This
so
is an
thank you,
amazing
Bryce.
option for the yeast infection.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now you have everything you needed to know. Okay, let's go to break. We got more coming up. Stay with us. It's good information. Coming up, I'm keeping home-cooked Julie on time for a quick and easy pasta dish. Okay, that's longer than a second.
Sorry, 20 seconds.
Welcome back, everyone. We have got the perfect pasta recipe for the fall and for the family. We've got Julie Miguel here, our home cook. It's a penne alla vodka.
Penne alla vodka.
You like this recipe. Why do you love it so much?
So this is a recipe. It was the first recipe that I tried in a restaurant. Went over to a blog, found the recipe, and then made it at home. So it's been my favorite since I was probably 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
Such a great recipe. What makes it special is the vodka flavor, and then also the heavy cream makes it pink.
That's right, like a rosé.
Exactly, like a rosé.
Yes.
But recently I started to experience some symptoms when I'm eating certain types of dairy, like heavy cream.
Right.
So unfortunately I had to stop eating it for a while. And you know, like pasta just makes me so happy. So
too.
I had to figure out a way that I could still eat my favorite dish.
Yeah.
So I found this revolutionary swap, and it's cashew cream.
Okay.
And I was skeptical at first because cashew cream is used in a lot of vegan recipes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I don't know how it's going to taste. I tried it, and it's incredible.
You love it.
Love it. So I'm going to use it in like as a swap in all the recipes that I need heavy cream in.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to show you all how to make it.
Okay, so how do we start?
So I've already got everything started. So
Yeah.
the pasta's boiling here. I've already fried up some pancetta. This is bacon. You can
Delish.
use pancetta or bacon.
Yeah.
And I've got some onions and garlic here that have already been frying for about 6 minutes.
Okay.
So now we're ready for the vodka. Now, people are scared to cook with alcohol because they're worried about, you know, feeding it to kids and all of that.
Right.
It burns off during the cooking process.
Yes.
There's going to be like virtually no alcohol left once this is done. So I deglaze the pan with the vodka.
Okay.
And it gives it a great flavor. If you don't add the vodka, like I could tell now, I've had this dish so many times.
Yeah.
I can tell when there's no vodka in it.
It's giving it a certain something.
Yes, a little flavor that
Okay.
that I'm sure you've had the dish before. So
Yeah.
like you just know. It's
Yeah.
very important, I think.
Okay.
So once that just kind of like smokes a little bit, the alcohol burns off. You get all the like nice bits that have stuck onto the pan. That's all flavor.
Flavor town.
Yeah, so that's all in there. And next we're gonna get the tomato sauce.
Okay.
So that's 2 cups of just regular tomato sauce. And gonna put it in there.
Nice.
Thank you for doing that.
No problem.
And this is now, you're gonna bring it up to a boil.
Okay.
And you're gonna cook it, simmer it for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So while that's going, our pasta's cooking, we're gonna start making the cashew cream. So so this dish is gonna come together really quickly. Like you'll get it all done within half an hour.
So we're talking like weeknight meal here.
Perfect
this
weeknight
doesn't
meal,
have to be
yes.
just for special occasions.
Yes.
You can do this on, well, you could do it tonight.
Yes.
If you got the ingredients.
Yes, exactly.
So
Please
how do we make our cashew cream?
Cashew cream, so you're gonna need raw cashews for this. Not roasted, not salted.
Yeah.
No flavors in there. Just raw cashew.
Fair.
Cashews. You can find them at your local bulk store.
Yeah.
Grocery stores have them. Put them into your blender. with 3/4 cups of water.
Okay.
Another swap that you can do is you can actually use chicken stock or vegetable stock if you want a little extra flavor.
Nice.
I'm using just plain water today.
Okay.
So you just put it in there.
You're not putting anything else in the cashew cream?
No,
like,
that's it.
Literally
that's
all it is?
If you taste like regular whipping cream, it's pretty like flavorless.
Okay.
So like that's why this swap is just so easy because, ooh, what's going on here? That's why this swap is so easy because it kind of just replaces the, it doesn't add a lot of flavor to the dish, but it gives it that pink color and it makes it creamy.
It's giving it that heaviness that you want.
Yes, exactly.
You want it to be cream.
Exactly. So I'm gonna just turn this on for a quick second.
Yeah.
Look how fast this comes together.
Go for it. Dairy-free. It's looking nice and thick. Okay, that's longer than a second.
Sorry, 20 seconds. I have some made.
Okay.
So we'll just use the one I made.
Why not?
Why not, right?
It's the whole point of television cooking.
Yes, exactly.
Look at this. Take a look at how nice and thick
It's basically like cream, right?
It's like cream in there.
So
I don't know if you can get in there.
This actually makes a lot. It makes over a cup.
Okay.
But you only need 1/4 cup for this recipe. So save it in your refrigerator. Use it for another recipe. Keep it in a jar sealed. It lasts about 2 weeks in the refrigerator.
Nice.
So I'm gonna add about 1/4 cup. We'll use
This is
stir.
what's making it very, like, it's gonna be rosé.
Yes.
And none of the lactose problems
Yes,
that
exactly.
many of us have.
So after that's combined and you've got a nice pink color going on here, then I add my Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. So a really aged Parmesan doesn't have as much a high level of lactose. So I like to use that.
Yeah.
So this, and it gives it a really great flavor. So I'm putting that in here.
How am I doing for time, Ams?
About 1 minute maybe.
Oh, we got a minute left. We're doing good.
So put that in.
Nice.
And then once that's in there, we're gonna add the pancetta or bacon.
Good.
So mix that all in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come over to you, cross over a little bit.
Yeah.
And this pasta's been cooking.
Oh, I made a mess, Chef. Sorry.
That's okay. My kitchen is a disaster. It's like a tornado.
It is what it
went
is
through there,
when you're cooking, right?
So
I'm usually on cleanup duty, so.
drain the pasta. Put it in here.
Nice.
You'll do a bit of the stirring.
Yeah.
Actually, I can use this one too. It might be easier.
And you're using some pasta water.
Yeah. So I'm using this is penne rigata. I should say that as well. So rigata means lines, and it actually holds the sauce really well.
Oh, nice.
So you want to use that.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab some pasta and plate this up.
Have I mixed it enough for you?
I'll mix it a little bit more.
Okay.
With this spoon.
There you go.
Because I want to make sure that you can see the final product.
That looks real good.
That's what it looks like. Look at this like beautiful bowl of pasta. Like who wouldn't want this for dinner?
Obviously, we fast forward some of the steps, but for the most part, it was done in real time.
Yes.
So you can do this at home as long as you're set up and ready to go.
Absolutely.
Got some nice crusty bread there. You can put a little bit more cheese on top.
A little more cheese on top. I also like to put basil.
So good.
Some basil. And that's it. You've got a great meal in under half an hour. And if you've got some allergies that you're contending with.
I'm just going to give you the shot here, Meg, and let everyone know it's at cityline.tv for the recipe. Isn't that beautiful? Lovely. Let's go to break. We have more coming up. Stay with us, everyone. That's nice. If you want to take that.
Now you can have Cityline's experts at your fingertips.
So spill the tea. What's the secret?
Upload your video questions to submissions at cityline.tv. Escape with Cityline.
Thank you. This brings us to the end of our show. Thank you to Jeanne and Tosca, Julie, Alana, and Bryce. Also, all of our viewers at home that hang out with us every day here on Cityline, and all of you as well. Thank you for coming. We'll see you tomorrow on Cityline, everyone. Have a great day.